Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for a cloudy, overcast, Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night. And you know what that means? We got Dynamite coming up at the top of the hour. Should be some good shit tonight from wherever it is. But thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling Channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down below. You know where it is. So do it now. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you're gonna get smacked like a bitch. Because that's what you all are, some of you. You're all bitches, so if you leave stupid comments, you're gonna get treated like a bitch, sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will call you a bitch, and then eat your soul. So that's what's gonna happen. You don't like it? Tough shit. That's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're a bitch and you're SOL, and you know what that means. Aha! And that's it. And for newbies out there, if you haven't seen my channel before, and you want to know what's up, you like wrestling, music, movies, whatever you like, then you came to the right place. Hit that subscribe button, and when you do, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. You grab the big, fucking, tasty, cold one. And that's product placement. I don't give a fuck. But grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, fuck you, man. And that's that. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hope you had a great Wednesday. Pretty much, like I said, we're getting close to the middle of the month. We'll hit that on Saturday. We've got 31 days, not 30. So, midpoint, just around the 15th or 16th this weekend, really. And we are 2 weeks away from Memorial Day weekend. Can't wait for that. Hopefully it'll be hot here in the Northeast. I doubt it, but it's supposed to be like around 65, 70 on Friday. With some clouds. It might be a washout this year. I hope not, but I hope it's hot as we get to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and that's Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see what happens with that. But if you have any plans, you might want to bring it in, but it depends on where you are, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's next weekend. This weekend, pretty much nothing, so. But I hope you had a great day, and if not, too bad. That's it. Alright, we got Dynamite coming up in a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a week. And I'm sorry if this is really fucking late, but, you know, I'm busy. So, it is what it is. But it is time for your kind of late, well, really late, so far out of date, AEW Dynamite and W Pleasure, W Fun Collision Reviews for May 6th and May the 9th. 2026. And, that's pretty much it. Alright, so, for Dynamite and Collision, because it was a 3-hour show, felt like 5, but I digress. So, we are emanating Dynamite and Collision from the North Charleston Coliseum in North Charleston, South Carolina! Why can't we just say it's in South Carolina? Or, Charleston, made in South Carolina! If you don't know that song, you are dumb. We move on with that. And for Dynamite, we had Excalibur, the man behind the mask, the man from Red Hook, brother, that's Taz, and the legendary man who should be in the Hall of Fame himself in his own wing, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Tony Schiavone, for you people that love Jericho. Oh, that's that. Alright, so getting close to the Double or Nothing. We are 11 days away as of this episode. But we're getting closer and the kind of finalizing the card. We'll get that. Alright, so we open up with Tony Baloney Schiavone in the ring with a nice fucking tribute to Ted Turner, who passed away pretty much the same day last week. So, in memoriam to Ted Turner, started a network they're on, big hand in bringing wrestling to national TV on that great station of TBS. Then, all of a sudden, Shivani brings out, well, his good buddy we all know and love. It's Stink! Sting! So Sting comes out, talks about Millionaire Ted. Loved wrestling. Back in the day, a lot of people wanted to get rid of wrestling, but Ted would tell the wrestlers to keep doing what they're doing because he had deep, huge pockets. He mentions, "Hi guys, it's me, Darby. I gotta get ready for my match, so I can't really talk long." Ha! He and Darby burned the place up for 3.5 years. You forgot other people there, Sting. Mr. Steve Borden, you prick. Oh, just me and Darby did it for 3.5 years. Oh, you forgot the Bucks, Kenny, and MJF, and a whole bunch of other people that did it way more than that for 6 years? Anyway, so it's glad to see that Darby's going to defend the belt. Belt later on. We'll get to that later. But now, 3 hours of wrestling. Yay! It feels like a pay-per-view! Even though it's AEW's 5-hour shows. Well, sometimes 6, you know. All In's going 6 hours. At most. We'll see. Blah, 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 blah. Then we get a 10-bell salute to Ted Turner. I thought it was very nice by Tony Khan. Good man that he is. He owes me a job. So we get that. Alright, so we get the opening sequence, then a non-title eliminator match with the Continental Breakfast of Champions champion, and, well, pretty much the leader of his own faction. That's the Death Riders, and it is Bald Man himself, John Moxley! Alright, so he takes on the Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang. By himself, obviously. No other Death Riders at ringside, just Juice and Mox. Kind of felt like a little bit of a New Japan type match, because who has been in New Japan. And it wouldn't be a John Moxley match without some blood. So, Mox, I don't know how he got busted open. I think after Juice did a big flippy on the apron, or off the apron, somehow he's gushing like a geyser. And they go back and forth. At one point, a Super Conrana gets Juice out of trouble. He reverses a pile driver attempt into a boot roll-up for a near fall. And as always, my notes. There we go. Thank you. Where was I? Alright, so then, some jabs earn Juice a bite to face. Got a biter! And they trade headbutts. Mox misses a charge into the ring post. I think it opened up his wound even more. And then 13 seconds later, he comes back with a Bulldog choke and a power driver for a near fall. Then he locks on the Bulldog choke again, and Juice is out like a light. Good night. So, Mox gets the win in smidge over 14 minutes. Pretty damn good match, and that's that. Alright, then we see a wicked video with Will Oceanspray reach for the sky. Woohoo! Bam! Technically, sorta, in the Death Riders. He's training with them. And then Mox, after his match, I think this was before his match, I don't even know, but Mox says this is death ground, as in ground from which he can never escape. If his neck doesn't get stronger, yeah, okay, sure. And no more cameras! They just thought, it was like training, and it was like Pac is like, I think it was Pac, was like standing on his neck. I was like, aye! I was like, damn. I mean, you really want to paralyze this guy? Well, Alex Windsor will not like that. Windsor! Yeah. We get that. Alright, then we get to match number 2. The gimmick stealer himself, Orange Cassidy, takes on one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, and that's Dax the Axe Hardwood. It's felt like a lumberjack match because, Orange Cassidy had the rest of the conglomeration, Gotti, and Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, and then Threshold, Edge, and Christian come out, then the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, they come out, and Dax had Cash, he's got a clock, Wheeler, Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer, the War Dogs, David Finlay, and Clark Connors and David Finlay, Stokely, the guy that gets no hose, who's dressed as Orange Cassidy, and he really looked like crap, and Roppongi Vice, Lucky no Melolese, and Trent. So, like, 30 people at ringside. I'm like, what is this? This ain't a regular match. This feels like a freaking lumberjack match. So what happens when you got factions going berserk, you know what I mean? What, just two people that are in a faction or a team. They, oh, I got friends, come on down! Come on down! You're on The Price is Right, you know? We get that. It was a pretty good match for what it was for 12 minutes. Dax goes after the bad arm and hand, but then we get an inside cradle, and Orange Cassidy got the win, and now, I think the winner, the winner gets a shot at the losers' titles. So, basically, the conglomeration get a tag team title shot. Well, not a double or nothing, because FTR will defend against Edge and Christian. So, I don't know if conglomeration, now they won, I guess they'll face the winner of at Double or Nothing. I don't know. Or after Double or Nothing, I should say. I don't know with Tony Khan and his weirdness. Look at that. And then afterwards, you knew there was going to be a humongous brawl. And that's what happened. And then the good guys clean house. Joy. Great. We move on. Alright, then we get a video on the leader of LFI, and that's Bruce. You mess with the board, I say. You get the horns. Pretty much. That's my good buddy. That's my good buddy. Bruce. He's good friends with Eddie, too. Right, Eddie? That guy's a crazy bastard. Big gay-hole. Hey. I mess with his bull's horns. Well, I bet you will, Eddie. I kick his ass. Anyway, moving on. Excuse me. Alright, now we get a video from last week where the Demand, Ricochet, and the Gates of Agony, Bishop, Quan! I know that Quan! And Toa Leona, they jumped Chris Jericho in the back, and then Ricochet was going to do the Rico Assault, and, well, he was like, nah, you're not worth it. So that leads to, this week, Jericho, not Chris Jericho, just Jericho, or now on a last name basis now. What is this, WWE, when I call people Claudio? Or Cesaro? Not Claudio Castagnoli or Cesaro, whatever his last name was. Antonio Cesaro, I think it was. Before they changed it to Cesaro. Dumb. Anyway, he's in the back, wants to talk about the Demand in front of the people. So he goes out to the ring, says, I'm done with the 3-on-1 beatdowns, and I demand, no pun intended, that Ricochet come out, face him man-to-man right here, right now. So, on cue, the Demand with Ricochet, they come out, mock Jericho. He's like, I can hear you! Can you say that in my good ear, sir? Anyway, Ricochet's tired of this crap. Listen to the people in Charleston, North Carolina. Jericho's like, South, you idiot! Botch there, Ricochet. Anyway, brings up a challenge for Stadium Stampede, which is like the 5th match they've had, I think. There have been, I think, 4 or 5 Stadium Stampede matches in AEW history, and all of them have been chaotic. Well, we're gonna get that at Double or Nothing. And then Ricochet's like, I don't even think you can find 4 other partners. Because he already has the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley. Only needs 4 more people. Because no one around here likes him. Jericho starts yelling at Ricochet for getting the state wrong. Ricochet's like, same thing! No, it's not. And he's like, I could find somebody, someone, anyone. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do it myself. I don't know if that's a good idea there, Jericho. So we got that. And, yeah, we got a big old brawl. Jericho clears the ring just for a second, gets beaten down again, and then Bobby Lashley and Shelton, they make the save, and then Siobhan's like, I know they love Bobby Lashley, they love South Carolina, native Benjamin Shelton. What? Are you okay there, Tony? Do you need your Geritol? I mean, really, what is up with you lately, dude? I know you're like almost 70 years old, but I mean, get it together, dude. I mean, Hogan said something like that. Benjamin Shelton one time on Raw, I think. Or in an interview, like, Benjamin Shelton, something like that. Lay off the coffee. Oh, whatever you're drinking there, Tony, Baloney, Schiavone. Look at that. Alright, then we get to my favorite part of the night. Mina! My fourth amazingly hot Asian wife, Mina Shirakawa, gives Hottie Cameron a big pep talk. He's like, she's like going crazy. Then next thing you know, she rips her shirt open, showing her boobies. I mean, bra. I'm like, whoa, holy shit. She's stripping her. I'm like, what? And big freaking Harley Cameron's titties. I'm like, oh yeah, strip it all off, baby. Come on. I think Renee Paquette's like, what? You know you were lucky, Renee. You wish you had those type of tits. Because John Moxley would be like, all up in that, in that cleavage. Moving on. Alright, so Mina realizes Cameron is just wearing a bra rather than gear. Even though Harley's like, well, this is my gear. Okay. And has to apologize to basically all of us. We don't care! We don't care! Live stripping on TV! Just make it rain! Moving on with that. Harley doesn't seem to mind. She's like, yeah, we're gonna kick some ass! Yeah, that gets you fired up. Let's do it more often! With the women, not the guys. We don't want to see that. Well, if you're a lady, you do, but yeah, whatever. Moving on. Alright, then we go to the Intercontinental title on the line. We have, guys, Kushka Okada takes on the Bad Apple, Brian Keith, in a random Intercontinental title match. You know Brian Keith, his last singles win on AEW television, Dynamite or Collision, or even Rampage, was in October of 2024. Damn. Almost 2 years? Shit. Well, he's more of a tag team guy, with big cash. But, and then Excalibur was like, oh, Brian Keith's been racking up wins in Ring of Honor, which is technically true. So why isn't he getting Ring of Honor TV title matches? TV title matches or something like that. Why doesn't he get a shot at that belt? Or the Pure title? Or even the World title? Because Tony Khan cannot book Ring of Honor. That's why. He needs a booker. I will book Ring of Honor like it's the Glory Days 2006. Fuck you, Tony Khan. You can't run shit. When I get a TV deal like that, don't put it on the Sinclair garbage network. Put it on Fox. On a Saturday night. Fuck baseball on Saturday nights. We got wrestling at 8 o'clock. Going head-to-head with Collision. Maybe not. Maybe 7 o'clock. Maybe a lead-in. How about that? Have a 1 hour Ring of Honor go right into 8 o'clock Collision on a different network. Let me move on. Blah, 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 blah was a decent match. In the end, Okada gets the win, retains the title with the Rainmaker. That's it. 10-minute, a little over 10 minutes. And, Okada gets the win. Then after the match, he says, I'm coming after the world title, bitch. Well, you're not getting that title shot, because it was supposed to happen tonight, but Okada has some personal problems in Japan, which is actually true. Same thing with Asuka, that's why she's going back to Japan. There's some issues, she wants to go back to she has family there, she wants to visit family, I guess. Same thing with Kairi, same thing with Okada. I assume I think they catch the move from Japan to Tampa or something like that. Tampa! With Yuna Sakazaki, Yuna. Yuka Sakazaki's Yuna, really, but. So, they're not living in, I don't think they're living in Japan. No, we haven't seen Yuna in, God knows how long. So, I don't know if they're living in Japan and what's going on with that situation, but. A lot of the people from Japan, they come over. I don't know if they're working on a work visa or Tony Khan's paying for their flight. Good man that he is. But hey, they want to go to, they're not going to be here a week or anything like that. They come to the States, do Dynamite or Collision or pay-per-view, and then they're back to Japan to do whatever, just hang out with their kids or their family. And that's AEW that lets them do that. WWE, we don't give a fuck. Oh, but that'll elect you. They're mad at Asuka. It's like, I want to go back to Japan. I miss my family. No, you're in a major storyline. We can't do that. Oh, we just get rid of Kairi. Okay, now you can go back. Go visit Kairi. Have fun. Fuck you, Triple H, Nick Khan, TKO, fuck them all. It is what it is. If I had a band, which I wish I did, I used to. If I had a band, I would name my first album Fuck 'Em All. Not Kill 'Em All. Fuck 'Em All. Not a parody, per se, of Kill 'Em All by Metallica, but it'll sound like the first album. Play some Isley Brothers tunes. Fuck 'Em All, coming your way sometime soon. Moving on. Alright, then we got a video on Andrade. But how you know? How you know? I don't know. How you know? I don't know! But how you know? Shut up, Andrade. Shut up! But how you know? Shut the fuck up! He's a good friend of the show, by the way, but, I don't know. I don't never know. Gajiro. Okay, calm down. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Go talk to Eddie, alright? Moving on. Alright, then Speedball Mike Bailey gives his good buddy Kevin Knight a pep talk before his world title shot with Darby at the main event. So, the TNT champion, Kevin Knight, is all ready to go to win another title, become a double champion. Will he? No. Probably not. But we'll see. Alright, then Samoa Joe and the Ops, now with the new member Anthony Bowens, and yeah, Shibata's still there too, with Send for the man! You! Hook! Get in here with your Doritos! Hook, ladies and gentlemen, with his Doritos. They're very tasty. Go have some. Mick Foley would tell you to. They're very tasty! I know, Mick. I bought some the other night. I just don't have them at the moment. I'll eat them maybe later. Okay, you have a nice day! Bye! Okay, thank you. Cactus, you fucking prick! Stop being an asshole. Jerry, leave me alone! I gotta go to the bathroom! Who cares about that? Nobody cares, Cactus! Moving on. Alright, so they want Will Ocean Spray to be on the team. Ocean Spray's like everybody wants Ocean Spray on their team. The Death Riders want them, kind of have them on the team. Now, the Elite, they want them on the team. And now, I assume, now the ops want him. I assume the Bang Bang Gang are like, hey, Motion Spray, come on! Well, and then Joe's like, either do that or you're gonna get a fist in your face. Ooh, scary. Alright, got that. Alright, then we go to Mina and Holly teaming up against Hikaru Shida and Chris Cakelander. Tag team match wasn't great for almost 13 minutes. But in the end, Holly rolls up Shida for a near fall. Cakelander comes back, boots Harley in the face, knocked her the fuck out, and then Shida just picks up the pieces. Falcon Arrow did the deed. 1, 2, 3 to get the win. But still, some tension between them. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But do have a fatal 4-way. Cakelander and Shida will be in the match with Thekla and Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing for the AEW Women's Championship. So, two of them are going to cancel each other out. So, pretty much Thekla and Jamie Hayter. We just sprinkle in those two people. What is. Alright, then we get to Swerve Strickland. He wants power, that means going after Bandito. I guess, and the Ring of Honor World title. And, well, on Twitter, I think a couple of days ago, Swerve was mad about, basically, he hasn't been on AEW TV. Oh yeah, he goes to the NFL Draft, he goes to the WBD thing, but, Swerve's like, hey, Tony Khan, you're keeping me from doing my job, and that's kicking ass. He has a point, Tony Khan. Don't let him do his fucking vignettes. That's TV. We're paying him. Yeah, via satellite. Or, we got a segment from like 3 days ago. Put him on the show. I mean, what are you doing? I know, we got the brackets for the Owen Hart tournament coming up tonight. I would assume, I hope, that Swerve is going to be in this tournament. I think Ocean Spray should be in the tournament. That's your final, I would think. We'll see. Speaking of Bandito, he's with Brody King Brodito. So he says, I'm not a hard man to find, and then Brody threatens Swerve for coming after his friends. But didn't we see that match like a month and a half ago? Okay. So nobody, even Bandito, even Swerve and Brody, or even commentary reference that Bandito being the Ring of Honor World Champion. Oh, we just forgot! He had the belt on his fucking shoulder! Nobody said, he's the champ! Well, I guess there goes fuck Ring of Honor then! What is going on? If that was the case, why isn't Andrade going after the belt? Why doesn't everybody go after the belt? Brian Keith has the Defy World title. Oh, he doesn't bring it with him. Even though it gets mentioned every so often on AEW TV. And displayed sometimes. But, a guy or a girl from Ring of Honor on Dynamite or Collision comes on. Oh, we don't mention that they're the champ. It's like, it's just Red Velvet. Here's Red Velvet. Here's Nick Wayne. And his hot mom. What's that belt you have there? Oh, we don't know. We're not going to mention it. So we're not mentioning Ring of Honor at all? It's like, there. It's just there. The elephant disappeared. It just fucking disappeared. That's Ring of Honor. It just fucking disappeared. So why have the show then? We're not talking about it on AEW TV. Oh, when there's a match on Double or Nothing. And then we have a pay-per-view this week. Are we going to talk about it on Dynamite? Nope. Probably not. They'll do like we got a commercial. Like, Supercard of Honor 19 is Friday night. Oh, great hype. I know we had a show last night That was I'll talk about that later, but not now, but after Dynamite, but still. But still, you think anybody on commentary is going to mention, oh, yeah, there's a pay-per-view on Friday night? Nobody's going to care. Like, oh, well, you know, watch Collision on Saturday night on TNT. It's going to be live. Fuck Collision. What cares? I mean, we got a pay-per-view. Why can't you just mention it? You have a second brand, basically. Another promotion, and you can't even say, oh, Bandito's defending against whoever. Some guy, you know? No. We didn't even mention Athena, almost 1,300 days as champ. 1,200, 1,300 days, whatever it is. Don't mention that, because she's defending against 5 other people. We don't mention that. It's like Ring of Honor don't exist. It's just sad. It's sad. Anyway. Alright, then we get to the main event. Darby taking on Kevin Knight. This was great. Back of what they went. Lots of flippy dippity doos. Darby's on the announce table. I got a springboard clothesline. Hits Darby on the announce table. It was freaking insane. And then Kevin Knight dives into the Scorpion Deathlock, sending him over the ropes. He's able to catch Darby in the trio. Woo! Hits the coast to coast, which pretty much knocked Darby out for a while. You know, he was gone for a couple weeks. Then the UFO splash, but his knee is all banged up from, like, the last couple weeks. And we got a delayed near fall. Darby kicks the knee out again, grabs the guillotine choke, and hangs him on the top rope. Hits the coffin drop in the ropes, which sets up another regular coffin drop. 1, 2, 3, 15 and a half minutes. Darby gets the win to retain the title. And then after that, Maxwell kick a fart. Well, that's on. I think it was on Collision. Yeah, on Collision. MJF comes out. They argue. MJF's like, I want my title match. You know, blah, blah, blah. Darby's like, no, you gotta put something on the line. So MJF's like, okay, I'll put my Dynamite diamond ring. No. My scarf. No. What do you want? So Darby's like, your freaking hair plugs, your hair. I want your hair at Double or Nothing. And then if you win, you get my title. So we could see bold as fuck Maxwell Jacob Fart Knocker. Oh, that'll make Alicia or 2 come. Ha! No. Well, you know, I haven't had my honeymoon yet, and now I'm gonna have a bald husband. Great. Should've been with me. I'm just saying. Anyway. Alright, so we move on with that. Alright, I'm gonna take a sippy sip break. So, as get my Collision notes set up. I hope. Sometimes he doesn't show up. Come on! Okay, we got it. Here you go. Cheers. Alright, we move on with that. Alright, so Collision began. Sting's out there with Darby, you know, helping Darby up, and then I mentioned the whole thing with Max. Max even wanted to give Darby $1 million. Darby's like, no. Darby, I mean, somebody gives you $1 million, I mean, I'm taking that. I was like, you know what? Make it 10. I'll think about it. But when somebody gives you $1 million, you say yes. Right, Ray? When somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes! I couldn't help it. Fuck you, Ray. Don't be a Ray. Listen. Don't be a lemon. Be a rosebud. Okay. Okay there, Adam, whatever your last name is. Moving on. Alright, so that started Collision. Then Ocean Spray is outside the trainer's office, or trainer's room, Doc Samson comes up, and with Renee Paquette, see if he can get medically cleared. Ocean Spray says, my neck is improving with the training, with the Death Riders. And Doc Samson's like, well, if your MRI is good, I'll medically clear you. So Ocean Spray, won't say what he's kind of doing. He's like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Okay. So, whatever Moxley's doing to Ocean Spray, even though it's torture, it's actually working, and he's gonna be medically cleared probably this week. Probably tonight. Who knows? And he's gonna be in, I would assume he's gonna be in the Owen Hart Classic. Win it, beat MJF in London at the end of August. That's it. August the 23rd, I believe that is. In London, and then we're going right into lockdown that same night. Crazy, ain't it? Just like in June 28th, we got Slammiversary going into Forbidden Door. Insane! 9 hours of wrestling on a Sunday! Aye! That's like watching the entire... when the G1 comes up, if you didn't watch the entire tournament up until the finals, and you just, binge watch it, that's a lot. You're watching basically 30-something hours, or not even 30, more than, at least 60 or 100 hours of wrestling right there in one day. That's hard to do, but, if you skim through it, maybe you get everything. Well, man, 9 hours. Feels like WrestleMania 35. I feel bad for the people that went there. Spent all day there. Some of them got there at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and they spent all day in the parking lot. Then get into the show, which I don't even remember what time it actually started. And then it ended at 1:30 in the morning, and people gotta get home on New Jersey Transit. Oh, no, can't do that. You're stuck. And then people had to call Ubers and insane. But now, if WrestleMania ever came back to Jet Life Stadium, or as I call it, Shit Life Stadium, because it's shit. Now they're actually doing something. We're not going to end it at 12 o'clock. Well, God forbid AEW goes there. They can't, but, if they ever did, but. Or they go, if they go to the Rock, Prudential Center with a pay-per-view, all in. 5 hours, 6 hours, I gotta get home! Gotta go down the block to the freaking New Jersey trains. I gotta get home. I gotta get back to Penn Station in New York. Yeah, that'll take you another 2 hours to get home. Well, it's, sporadic after midnight here in New York City. If you know. If you know, you know. Alright, move on. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Ocean Spray. Alright, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and AR Fox went at it. Speedball gets the win with the ultimate weapon. 1, 2, 3, gets the win, 7.5 minutes, and that's it. Good match, though. Alright, then the TBS Women's Champion, Widow Nightingale, the Resident Funko, DDT, BAM! She issues another open challenge, and, well, I guess we're going to find out this week who takes her up on her offer. Where are you, Britt Baker, baby? I don't know. Let me move on. Alright, then, the bastard Pac wants a shot at Darby. As he's beaten him, I think 2 times before. And if Darby is so good, prove it to me. And, yeah, that is an invitation. So we get that at Fairway to Hell, the Saturday show, the 1 hour Saturday show. I actually liked that, because it was on an semi-actual golf course. It was nice. Wrestling on a golf course. They're fighting in the sand trap. I was hoping there was a freaking lake or something like that, like a fairway lake of water, and they throw them into the fucking lake and something. Then a gator comes out. It's like Roller Games, 1988. If you know, you know. But we didn't see that. Well, we did see them go into the sand trap. But Darby won that, retained the title over Pac. Big deal. Jamie Hayter takes on Sky Blue of the Triangle of Madness. Decent match for under 9.5 minutes. She chokes Sky Blue in the corner. It gets cut off. Then they go for slaps. That don't work. And then a super haterade. Damn. Knocks Sky Blue for a loop. 1, 2, 3. Jamie Hayter gets the win. And then after the match, we see Decla and my girl, Julia Hart, in the crowd. And then Jamie beats the crap out of Sky Blue even more. Shit. Alright, we get that. Alright, Don Callis brags about the family. All the gold that they're gonna win. Mark Davis is now the new national champion after beating Jack Perry. And then Jack Perry's like, oh, I'm gonna join Stadium Stampede with the Bucks and Kenny Omega. Great. And Jericho and the Hurt Business. Against the Don Callis, against the Man and 3 members of the Don Callis family, which would probably be Rocky Romero, Trent, and maybe Lance Archer. Big fucking deal. We get that. Alright, then the Tony Khan special. Bruce takes on some guy named Manny Lowe. Beat him in 43 seconds with the bull's horns. They say, you mess with their bulls, you get their horns. And then he says his catchphrase, and, yeah. Waste for a minute or two. That's that. Then Jack Perry's in his bus. Gets out to climb up. He climbs a mountain, and he looks around. I know I messed it up. Oh, Stevie Nicks is gonna call me soon. Sorry, Stevie, my guardian angel. I fucked up that song. I'm sorry. Great song. The hills are alive with the sounds of Baltimore. Okay. Alright, then we get to the main event of Collision. The War Dogs and the Death Riders take on the Bucks and the Bang Bang Gang. So, Colton Gunn, Austin Gunn, Cesaro, Juice. Most of them are in the match. In the end, Ace Austin hits the fold on douchebag William Yuta. 1, 2, 3. And then they stand tall. Under 14.5 minutes. And then all of them and Juice Robinson celebrate to end the show. That's pretty much it for that Collision. Alright, so, like I said, Fadeaway to Hell, I actually loved it. Mark Davis is the new national champion, beating Jack Perry, and then Jack Perry says, me and the Elite, me, the Bucks, and Kenny are going to join up with Jericho, the Hurt Business, in Stadium Stampede. And, by the way, this was at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So, and a golf course in a center. That's great. Love it. Let's do it again. Why not, Tony Khan? Alright, so like I said, we get that. Nick Wayne will be in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament again. Is he going to win? I don't know. He didn't win last year. Came close. He came very close to winning it. But I can't wait for that. That's one of the tournaments I love. The Best of the Super Juniors, the G1, the New Japan Cup. Not so much the Super Junior Tag League is great. That's, I think, October, November. Then the Tag League is in late November. And then that's it. Then we're like Wrestle Kingdom. That's it. But, man, I can't wait for the Super Junior tournament to start. I don't know if it's started yet, but I can't wait for it. So, 14-man tag team match, Stadium Stampede. Or it could be 12 to 14 people in this match. It's insane. Too many people in the match, though, but it's not overkill. So anyway, Don Callis is thrilled, and of course the family is in for Stadium Stampede. Ricky's like, okay, we're in. Moving on with that. Women's non-title match between the AEW Women's Champions, Lena Cross, and the Mega Sis, Megan Bayne. They take on two chicks named Ruthie Slay and Rachel Lay. Slay and Lay. Ha ha. Hey, slay and lay me. That's all I care. 2 minute suck fest. Megan Bayne and Lena Cross get the win. Big fucking deal. Then we get a look at the women's title picture in the last few weeks. And the fatal 4-way between Thekla, Shida, Cake Lander, Jamie Hayter. Surprise at Double or Nothing. Get that. Then we find out that the brackets for the O&R tournament will be announced tonight. Should be around right now, actually. Looks like I got a minute left. Let me change Chanel on the Rich Man's Cable. Get that. Alright, then we get to another quickie match. Under 2 minutes. Speedball Mike Bailey takes on Kieran Gray. No relation to Layla Gray or Sasha Gray. But, yeah. Another quick win for Speedball. He won on, I think it was on, he won on Collision on Wednesday in a quick match with AR Fox, and then he beats Kieran Gray in under 2 minutes. And then after the match, Kevin Knight gets in and says that him and Speedball, that they should go, they should go to the top of the company together. Whether that means tag team or together as different champions. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. What's that? Alright, then we get to Pac and Darby. Like I said, it was freaking insane. They go, 2x2 tables. They break. Oh, we don't break, obviously. They go into the sand pit, and Pac with the brutalizer. And Stefan, the referee's like, hey, you can't win here! Obviously. And then the referee takes a chair away from Pac, grabs the belt. Darby gets up, kicks him in the balls, and then he hits a belt chop on the referee's back. Coffin drop, 1, 2, 3 to attain the AEW World Title. A little under 20.5 minutes, and that's it. And that was pretty much it. I actually loved it. I loved the atmosphere. I loved the way it was presented. We need more of this. Let's do it again. More often. All right, got a 10-man tag tonight. Edge and Christian, the Bucks. They take on FTR and I think some of the Demand. Will Ospreay is cleared and he will be in action taking on Ace Austin. And then Darby faces Takeshita for the AEW World Title because Okada is in Japan. We're going to hear from Maxwell Jacob Bartknocker later. See if he answers Darby's challenge for the hair versus title match. It's going to be a long night tonight, so we got that. Alright, so we got a video from earlier in the day. Max coming into the arena. It's a forklift. Fork. Renee stops him. Ask him about, Darby versus Takeshita. If Darby wins, you have to sign a contract for Double or Nothing. Hair versus title. Rick Knox just comes out of nowhere. Going to the back to probably take a shit. Oh, because he's bald. And then Bryce and I think one of the stagehands. There's a bunch of bald people over there. Joey's like, no. If you lose, you're gonna be bald. Then we see Christopher Daniels, who's bald, and Sanjay Dutt. We haven't seen Sanjay Dutt in a while. More stagehands. Joey's like, I gotta get out of here! Johnny Hungy, John Silver, bald. 2 other bald guys. We got Bald Palooza. Baldo Palooza. There's like 50 other... everybody's bald. Tommaso Ciampa. Isn't Taz bald? Yeah, he is. So we might see Taz. Ricochet, bald.
You don't look great. Just not as good as me.
You're an idiot.
You're gonna look good though. Not as good as you though. Not as good as me though.
Yeah, not as good as you, Ricochet. You bastard.
Well, Taz, MJF certainly with a lot to think about if he truly wants the challenge.
I don't know, man. That was a funny segment to start the show. So, who is this coming out? Was it Ciampa? Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go to the 10-man tag team match to open the show. Wow. Well, Darby and Takeshita are gonna close the show because it's an AEW title match. So, Ciampa, FTR, Ciampa and FTR, and the War Dogs are gonna take on the Bucks, Edge and Christian, and I think Jack Perry. I forget. I don't care. We move on with that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my video. I'm gonna go watch watch Dynamite now. So, Dynamite last week, I thought it was pretty damn good. 7.5 out of 10 stars. Collision after that, 6 out of 10 was meh. What it was, but the second Collision, 7.5 out of 10 stars. I love that. Basically, night 2 of Collision was great. Fairway to Hell was epic. 7.5 out of 10 stars for that. Loved it. I hope we get this again as like a yearly thing, maybe. Tony Khan, maybe more than that. Who knows? See how it's like that. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get out of here. But until next time, my friends, if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. And that's, fuck you, man. Because if you're not down with us, fuck you. That's it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time. Peace, motherfuckers.